Hello everybody, it's Mystic, and welcome back to my library. This is another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker 6.1, and in the last episode, I got the gang back together. We've got G'raha, Y'shtola, Estinian, and Urianger, and we are about to go check out what this treasure map has in store for us. So we are here with Matsuya. He got us a ship, and we are ready to go. So let's talk to Y'shtola and see where Alzadaal's legacy leads us. Alzadaal III. I confess I am somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. Could it be more than simple folklore? And what of the treasure he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The math doth promise ruins, but beyond that, we know not what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let us dispense with the conjecture and set sail for the vault. Let's do this thing. I wonder if this is this the dungeon? It is! Okay, I'm glad I stopped when I did the other day then. I didn't know this was going to be a dungeon. It makes sense now that I've got a group, but let's get the group together. I gotta figure out if I want to go as a healer or if I want to go as DPS. Ooh. Huh? Alzadaal's legacy. I do remember this place from the preview, I believe. I really like the music here. Whoa! Huh. Just got attacked by... They kind of look like mummies? Okay, I see a boss, and I have a feeling we're gonna have some fire and ice attacks, just given the way it looks. An ambujam! Alright. First boss is down. Oh, cool! Ooh, we're going underwater. Neat. Ooh. This is so pretty. Whoa! Glyph passage detected, confirming bearer's identity. There was like a giant shark in there. That was cool. What is this? What? Unrecognized ethereal signature. Brazen thief, you will proceed no further. Oh, cool. Whoa. Oh. Wait, did it just take these things out of the water? Next boss looks very Alexander-esque. Okay. Key guardians appear mechanical in nature. Please remember to heal while you take notes. Always a good idea. Okay, final boss time. This is all very Indiana Jones. Ooh. Looming Warden Capiculu. Ooh, he's all mechanical. That's cool. I mean, I guess it makes sense given the last boss. Huh. Okay. That boss was a little tricky to figure out, but once you get the hang of the whole spin thing, it's actually pretty fun. You just have to figure out exactly where you need to go, but I liked it. I did it! Oh, hey, Estinian, I forgot about you.
What have we here?
I have no idea.
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Varshan? How'd you get here? Well, wait, he's a dragon.
Vrtra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our reunion. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters?
No. No, we have not. Nope, not us.
Would that we could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
Great Vrtra, might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
Something? Sealing away what exactly? I still forgot to put on my new outfit, by the way.
Perhaps I should simply show you.
Okay. What is that? You have a black hole? What is it? Wait, she's smiling.
I have lifted the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
Okay.
A planar fissure?
No, my friend. Small though it may be, this is a functioning gate into the void.
That dream is starting to look a whole lot more, real? Alright, let's talk to Graha. Void gates and fissures are much the same thing in practice, in the sense that they both allow passage between a source and the 13th. The difference in terminology refers to the circumstances of their creation. A fissure is an incidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is the product of deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. To think that our search for material riches would lead us to this priceless discovery, that swirling emptiness, it puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes. Yashtola is appraising the Void Gate with a scholarly eye. There's a song I haven't heard in a while.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
That is a good question.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Merasidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat, and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors.
Huh.
With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities.
Wait a minute, I recognize them. Isn't that the, isn't this the Warring Triad?
In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
I mean, he is a dragon. It's possible, right?
Indeed, I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ajdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ajdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ajdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength. I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her. And Ajdaya has been lost to us ever since.
Doesn't necessarily mean she's dead, though. She went through a void gate.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Allagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ajdaya. Until I could search no more. Until Alag was dust, and the art to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
Yeah.
My discovery came before Alzadaal was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
Oh, he wants to go in as Varshan.
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, that Ajdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
Oh, so he's gone through.
With hope in my heart, I used a simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her.
Still doesn't mean she's dead.
What I found was a host of void scent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. 'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Alzadaal and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
I mean, he is the ruler. I don't think he
"'Twas
could have
not
done
that
that.
thy sibling scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness.
Yep. I remember when Nero turned purple.
As did I. Were it not for Une and Doga, or Nero for that matter, we might never have made it home.
True.
Do you remember what happened to Nero? How his wounds allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether?
Vaguely. You're asking me to remember something, though. Bear that in mind, Kraha. My memory is crap.
Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the first brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Okay.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late. And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection.
What if we went for you?
So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course. I wish only to forget the rest.
Aww. So they managed not to only expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? I will tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. My apologies. We were perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault secrets. If the constructs can be repaired, we would be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary. Much as I retain spare vessels for myself, we keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Alzadaal. I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but first I must attend to the matter of the Vault Sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capiculu has been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to the post along with some few lesser constructs. Was it tomb robbers? Fiends born of the Tower of Zot? By the sisters, do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. No, it was just us. But sorry about that. Her face. Don't look so obvious, y'all. Why such guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who are responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. I guess I'm glad we weren't arrested. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now I believe you had questions. Quite a few, in fact, but I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded it with magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would admit only the lowliest of void scent, and from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man? I should think Alphino would fit, given a firm enough push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of a soul in transit. And yet, you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magics could manipulate the fissure and transform into a serviceable gate. But the process has long been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Alzadaal, there had been no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. Thus has the gate lain dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound for a covenant made with the Cloud of Darkness, to a covenant. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void scent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the Bounty Gate. Mayhap you could resume the search for your sister. As I have already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. Ah, I had meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? To see if legends were true. It was all Estinian's idea. No, not really. I kind of came up with it too. As you have seen, the fabulous wealth from the stories is quite real, if not its rumored origin, but I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. Then we are of one mind. We had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Yep, we were going to use it, for the good of all. Maybe keep a little of it. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. Would that I can join thee in thy study, but the Loporits will be anxious to receive my report. I beg leave of you. And I must be off to Charlian as well. Mistress Kryl was eager to hear about that, eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you are able. Farewell for now. We can discuss my findings once I return. You will not be rid of me so easily. The difficult part in all of this will be deciding how best to put these riches to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? Of course. Thank you, Celeste. Celeste and I are in this together. I will follow her example. Alright, cool. Do we have a meanwhile? It is! Meanwhile, elsewhere. What is that? Oh yeah, we saw this on the trailer. is this? It's all the elements. Is that Zandy? No. Yes? Wait. Is that who I think it is? I feel like it's a boss from a previous Final Fantasy game, and I'm drawing a blank as to who it is. I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not instigated from this side. It was thrown open by the other. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have waited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Oh shoot, what's the name of the... I'm getting all of my bosses confused from the Final Fantasy series, and again, terrible memory. I feel like I should know who this is. Yet we must not underestimate she who bested the cloud of darkness, even restrained by a covenant, and the cloud was no feeble wisp to the dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Bah, let her come. I will drown the world and watch this fleshling grasp for breath in her final moments. Knight in Black. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back on our struggles beneath this sunless sky, and remember why we cede not our will to fight. 'Tis time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Okay, it's gonna bother me. I feel like I know who that is, but I'm drawing a blank. I hate how bad my memory is. I really do. Who was the boss in Final Fantasy IV? I gotta look this up, because I think it was the Final Fantasy IV boss. Let me see. Okay, it's Golbez. Alright. It is the Final Fantasy IV boss. I should have known, like, I just have a terrible memory when it comes to names. I can recognize things, but I can never put names to things. So, yeah. But that's who that is. That's Golbez. So, I'm assuming that's going to be the next raid. That would be cool. But anyway, this is where I am going to end this episode. I know it's probably a little shorter, because I'm not going to keep the entire dungeon run in, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget, I also stream on Twitch twice a week. Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm playing through Spiritfarer, and I really love it so far, so definitely come and check that out. I'll be live again on Thursday with that, and yeah, hopefully you all have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye!